Hello, I am Shannon Ballman Theis, the Payroll Queen, and today we are going to be discussing the Arkansas W-4 equivalent. Okay, so the Arkansas W-4 equivalent is the AR4EC, and it looks like it's got pretty basic information and instructions here. So like always, you need your full name, social security number, full address. And then the employee instructions say to fill out this form with your employer. Otherwise, your employer must withhold state income tax from your wages without exceptions or dependents. Employer, keep the certificate with your records. So for the employee, they're going to fill out. You're going to click one of the following for your exemptions claimed. Uh, you're going to claim yourself, enter one exemption, and 1B, if you claim yourself and your spouse, you're going to enter two exemptions. And if you claim head of household and claim yourself, you're going to enter two exemptions on 1C. So down here on the instructions, it has husband and or wife do not claim more than the correct number of exemptions. However, if you expect to owe more income tax for the year, you may increase your withholding by claiming a smaller number of exemptions and or dependents. You may enter into an agreement with your employer to have additional amounts withheld. This is especially important if you have more than one employer or if both husband and wife are employed. Dependents. To qualify as your dependent, line 2 of the form. So line 2 up here says number of children or dependents. Enter one exemptions per dependent. A person must A, receive more than half of their support from you for the year, B, not be claimed as a dependent by such person's spouse, or C, be a citizen or resident of the United States, and D, have your home as their principal residence and be a member of your household for the entire year or be related to you as follows. Son, daughter, grandchild, stepson, stepdaughter, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, your father, mother, grandparent, stepfather, stepmother, father-in-law, or mother-in-law, your brother, sister, stepbrother, stepsister, half-brother, half-sister, brother-in-law, or sister-in-law, your uncle, aunt, nephew, or niece, but only if related by blood. The Sometimes states will add only if related by blood if you're claiming them as a dependent, because there's a lot of people like the relationships between people have gotten really relaxed where you could call someone your brother, sister, niece, nephew, but they're not really related to you by blood. They're your friends' kids or they're your friends. Because in Arkansas, they do specify, they are one of the states that does specify that you can only claim a dependent if you're related by blood. I would also venture to guess, but I haven't researched it, that if they're you can have relations that are not related by blood, but related, but like in the case of people that are adopted, I would still, for this purpose, I would still think that they would be related by blood, even though it's by law. Okay, so then if you're going to have changes in exemptions or dependents, you may file a new certificate at any time if the number of exemptions or dependents increases. You must file a new certificate within 10 days if the number of exemptions decreases for any of the following reasons. A, your spouse for whom you have been claiming an exemption is divorced or legally separated from you, or claims his or her own exemption on a separate certificate, or the support you provide a dependent for whom you claimed an exemption is expected to be less than half of the total support for the year. Other decreases in exemptions or dependents, such as the death of a spouse or dependent, does not affect the withholding until next year, but requires the filing of a new certificate by December 1st of the year in which they occur. You claim additional amounts of withholding tax if desired. This will apply most often if you have income from other wages. You qualify for the low income tax rates if your total income from all sources is between the amounts listed in this chart here. And if you need additional information, you should consult with your employer or the Arkansas individual income tax section. They give you an address to correspond with. It does appear that if you have questions specifically about this form, the correspondent, it does have to be written correspondence. This is not something that Arkansas individual income tax section will discuss over the phone. So to correctly fill this out, you're going to click your, for the exemptions claimed, you would say that, you claim yourself and your spouse, and you would enter 2 here. And then you're going to enter the number of dependents. So how many ever dependents you have. If you have other tax exemptions, but if you don't have any other tax exemptions, you're going to put 0 here. And then an additional amount of that you want to have deducted if you are expected to owe by filling this top part out correctly, and you want to have an additional amount withheld, you would figure that out here and put that number in. And then if you qualify as a low income tax rate, you'll pick a status and you'll say yes. If not, you just, it's already been filled out above. So it looks like you don't fill out part 5 unless you're going to claim low income status. And the low income status is these rates down here. So again, I am Shannon Ballman Theis, the Payroll Queen, and I hope that going through the rules and the instructions for the Arkansas AR4EC was helpful, and I definitely look forward to helping you in the future. Thank you. Bye.